شو صار اصلعيك
وي انت مهم انت جوان ببقرة
يمكن هو اصلا دێستنیەکە اي هوا
هاتم تواري كون او تواري كون نبو
با ويتفار سفر
سلااوتان لێبی جەماعەتم کاتتان باش بەخێر بێنەوە بۆ KGT گەڕاینەوە لەگەرتان بە ڤیدیۆیەکی نوێ ڕاستەکەی ئەوڕۆ 22 مانگە 22 هەشت کە شەوکەیسی گەمەی دەستنیە کە باز دەکاتن کە ئەو DLC چی دێتم چ نایەتن ئەو جەگەر حەز دەکەن بە پێکەوە تەماشاکەین یاڵە برا
يلا
دا لە دەی دەست پێ دەکات کەمتر نییە داشە برا لەوە های بدی هەر لە ئاخری چفە نادەنێ
والله يسمعنا
Thanks for tuning in, y'all.
ئای هەرۆ
Like
مە دەست
many of
پێ
you, I've
Joey
been playing
Hayes.
games as long as I can remember.
Joey
They're a
Hayes.
core part of what makes me who I am. I believe there's this deeply rooted, often unstated mission of games to keep adventure alive. In 2014, Bungie set out to start a new adventure. Heroes awakened on a desolate planet. A silent god set in our sky.
دەستمان پێ
And
کرد
it wouldn't be long before an
That's not
ancient
fair.
enemy,
don't-
shrouded in darkness, showed up at humanity's door.
لە دەستنیەکەوە ئەو ترافڵە لێرەیە
Over
کەس
the
ناڵێ
years,
مۆزۆی چییە
our heroes would shape a story far
Hardly man
greater
had
than
this.
anything we could have
Hardly.
imagined. Players
بس
would
شافان هنا
explore
مع
deep
خواري.
into the
Oh,
depths
Vault of
of
Glass.
emptiness, hunting a machine
Oh.
god that controlled
That's the
time
point.
itself. They'd invent ways
Atheon.
to combine their mythic weaponry and their paracausal abilities to stand alone against monsters that took others, an entire elite squad. They'd race alongside their friends far into the
last-
early morning,
Last
in the
wish.
halls of an ancient city,
بس
where only a
بس بانير
select
كمان
few emerged victorious at
cheese.
dawn, clutching the
That's
heart
what
of
Zonny
the
know,
dragon.
کۆرە پێی مەرە کاکە بێڕاوە با پاچی دەکەی
But
ئێستا
most
پێی مەرێ
importantly, they bring their friends and their family into this world.
ئەتیمە و دایڤی ئەساس کرید بۆ چ بۆ
faces on this adventure
توي
who would become my
تاکیدم ئەرە بە
now.
يكسر ذيك يكسر
We
خط
approach the final shape.
ئێ فاینال شێپ یاڵە
We're about to embark
Yalla.
on the last expedition of Destiny's first saga. So let's be clear about the stakes.
دەراوی چی دەگوتێ
In
دەست
the final shape, you will go inside the Traveler. The journey will be difficult. And what awaits you on the other side of this trek is nothing less than the deadliest entity we have ever faced.
خوا دەبڕە
There will be no open
خوا
betas.
دەبڕە
There aren't going to be any guides on the internet telling you how to handle what's to come.
والله
Whether you've been with
کورە
us from
والله
the
دووەم
beginning,
ڕۆژ دووەم ڕۆژ
joined us somewhere along the
دووسێ یوتیوبەری دەناسم کە یەکسەر دایدەنێن
for the first time.
دو
Anybody who
ساعت
shows up on launch day is going to be greeted with this same uncharted world. A vacuum-sealed experience begging for you to be the first person to peel it open. So today is your invitation to go forth and adventure.
یا الله کورە مەرێ ئەوکەی ترایلەکە یەس
زدانا ما ححضر ذاك
یەس
حاضر زدانا كما
ئەو
حاضر
دەستنیەکەوە ئەو دەستنیەکە ڕاوە
ايه دبي ليك ما تاخيري
ئەوە یەکەم کاتسینە تازە هەردەستی ناوەڵە
انا ديار والله ماستر رئيس زيادتي
کورە دەبڕاتیم ئەوە ئەرمەڕە تمە هێمەتە جوان بوو بەقڕان
يمكن هو اصلا دێستنیەکە اي هوا
هاتم تەواری کەون ئەو تەواری کەون نەبوو
با ويتفار سفرتا
دووبارە ئەو ئەو بەڵێ
سمبريس هسي لدست زيادتي
هەرە ئەو بترشتە تەوا خستەکەی کەلاوان
قال هون
کورە لێدە کورە هەمویان بتەقێنەوە عافیە ئەوها
بس اخوي والله ماستر رئيس
هەتیمە ئەوە چ ڕێی دەکو ڕێیدا ئەوکەیە ناوی چ بووە تیم ئەوەی دەستنیەک کورە ئەو ڕێی دەبووە تیم کە لەکە ڕۆخەکەی بەردەبوویەوە ستێجەکە بوو
راس
ڕاتەفتە مەشینە
بالنهاية بفرة
بەفر نییە بەس ئێستا بەفرە
سايتورا
ڕاو دەستان چوو تامەشا و هێڵمتەی کە هاتیم
شو الصراص لعيكة
وی
One last time to rise.
کوڕە هێڵمتە چی زەخم ئەو چییە هاتی
والله كان
ئاکسمان پێیە وا قورعان ئاکسمان پێیە سەمیر دایتن ئاکسی پێیە
نري وندو
ئەرەوە تاقا هیچ دەکەی بکەمە لەجنتەوە هاتی ئاکسەکە دیت
This is a momentous time in Destiny history. We've been building to this moment for the last 10 years.
Hey,
The final shape is the conclusion
Good,
to
but still
that
have to
journey. This is a moment in gaming that as a developer you just don't get very often.
Guardians and allies are fighting the biggest threat that the universe has ever seen in this big culmination of the Light and Darkness saga.
When we were thinking of what the final shape could be, it had
Kura
to be
bas
a
muhim
lot of
Kate
different
بقرأت
things
ويتم
to
نايم.
pay off this epic confrontation with the
أنا
witness
بقرأ
that we've been setting up for years. It
زخم
has to
ترين
bring you
character.
closer to your allies in the vanguard.
Tamam, okay.
It has to be this place that like
يقول أنا ويش
makes you
دكا
feel nostalgic for the entire journey you've been on. When we were resurrected by ghosts at the very beginning of this story, we didn't know why, but it was for this. The Traveler is asking us for help, and it's our responsibility to protect every living thing in the universe from what the Witness intends to do.
The traveler has chose you كورة دابا
When we first start the final shape, we are finally able to go through the portal that the Witness opened in the Traveler at the end of Lightfall.
Inside is the pale heart of the Traveler. That is the stage for our showdown with the Witness.
اوه
The
بس
witness
فزيدي
has
والله
the
شي
dark,
زوانة ها
and
تمشى
has always had a connection to it.
والله
The pale heart of the Traveler is what it's trying to use to gain connection to the light. So with both, it can enact its final shape.
The Witness looks around and sees a lack of purpose, no meaning. It wants
That's
to
a
fix
dust-
all that.
dusty
So
Zora.
It's trying to put the universe into this
والله بيصعب دسمو
perfection
نديت
where everything's just exactly how it thinks it's
هم
supposed to
يدسمو.
be. That
لا دستي
is the
زور
final shape.
اه والله يدري دستي زوري
كورة زوكا دستي هيات مخد مساوينية
It's going to take everything. Failure is not an option.
We're gonna need the Vanguard, all of our allies, and
Kura,
all
au
of our
akse
guardians to
hatiyim.
rally together and be brave in
او
the face of
باشا
adversity.
اكسي تايتني يعني
تايتل بو هاتيم تايتل
In the
بو
final shape,
اها
we're
طبعا
going to answer questions at the grand
يعني واتسي هيجو والله
scale. But
اكسي
what I find really
نازم
interesting
هيس كايشتم
is
في
that it's
شندا
also a very personal
بس
journey
تايتني بيشان
where we deepen our relationships with
قبلناك
these
ما
characters
بشوف
that we've known for so long.
كرة
Zavala,
آخر
Cora,
شيء نقول
our
أوبيا
ghosts,
كان
get to
لبوتان
reconnect
هالجيرة
with Cade 6. So, like, while there's this great conflict and everything going on around us and stakes of just unimaginable heights, it's still at the end a story told around campfires by a bunch of companions who have been fighting together for hundreds of years.
أوتا كابرا هذا بأخوي أنا لك أي كورة هاتي بغلطي مجا أو توركا
In the final shape,
أنا
we're
تورا
going through the portal that the Witness has opened up
توري
to
دستنيك
to
يعني
confront it and
لا
stop the
يزور
final
خوش
shape.
دبي اگر بيتو
إيه تو
Inside the Traveler is this
Ah.
infinite, vast,
يا
unknowable
وقريانا بدي
and we're landing on the Pale Heart, which is a fraction of really what is inside the Traveler.
بس دم يشتي تيبقى ملوت توركا
The
ونكنا
Pale
ترافلريا بس
Is
تيبقى
weird.
هموش
It's a
تكلنا
little strange. It makes you
ترافلنا
feel a bit
همو
uncomfortable.
سيزنا كانوا
And it is
وشتكان
also just so
So
cool
cool,
and
يعني.
artistic in the best way.
مستعود داري سيزنا تشبش سندقو
The Witness entered well ahead of any Guardians, and so it's had time to kind of shape what's there. When our Guardian enters, the rest of
Oh,
the Pale Heart
armor
starts
away,
getting shaped
Vault of
also
Classic.
around
أتيني عيد
what
أقدر
we've
نسخ
created.
سيوي بيتن تايمك بزياوزي لسوري أوه دروات نويندر
وشيوي دريمينج سيتي
الله يناصر لا ناو ترافلري
One of the most memorable locales from Destiny's
Yeah.
past is the D1 Tower. It's really a labor of love from the Destiny team. The final shape means so much to everyone who's building it, and I think players are really going to be able to see that.
دەی
The Pale Heart
ئەوە لێ
is
ڕاوەستە کابرا
our
ناوی چوو بە
very
تیم
first
کەمرد
linear destination that we've ever done. I would love it if players felt that
Kate?
they began
Kate?
their
كرة كيد نا- نا-
journey
نا
in a
فرق
place of
بول
safety
كشتي.
and
أتشيفو؟
feel it
أو ماسكي هي
escalate
ماسك.
in danger,
سبيكر
in
سبيكر
surrealness.
أو زي كيبو لێ ڕادۆستی
There is this beautiful evolution of the space.
They see things that are more and more wrong as they begin to go towards the witness's monolith.
Taken.
It's kind of this omnipresent, foreboding thing off in the distance.
The weirdest things happen as you get closer to the monolith in the form of reshaping. Kind of like deconstructing things and putting them back together just wrong.
The sense of scale you get out there, like as you're exploring these spaces and you're jumping on these reshaped cuboids of Earth, you feel tiny as a guardian. You feel alone. You feel like you are not the force to be reckoned with that you have been. You're not the God Slayer right now. You're just this little person jumping from these massive pieces to massive pieces.
One of the things that we really tried to
والله يدوم تساوي
also
نفرتش
capture
نازم.
is that the witness keeps throwing
Taken.
everything
أخيراً
at
دينو.
you. And so you're going to fight these new enemies, the subjugators.
أوه
Subjugators are the new unit you're going to be facing in the final shape.
هلا
They have an enhanced power set.
أنت إيش راح تجيبك عليني؟
They're performing stasis powers and strand powers to face the guardian.
إيه بس بدي
In
داركنس.
support of all the other enemies you're fighting too.
They bring something entirely new to the battlefield, which is kind of this element of control.
They're back there pinging away with stasis abilities, throwing crystals at you, freezing you in place, tangling you up.
هلا مزعك الشرطة
بالضبط أنت بس نبو نهاية
مزعك
تشوفه.
الشرطة
أنت نهاية تشوفه بس نبو.
The campaign and only the campaign. It's the most important thing in the universe at that moment. You have to stop the final shape from happening.
And for that, we do need the help with our allies. And so we're going to make sure that the core
وأخيراً.
Vanguard team gets back together.
عندك
Zavala,
تيجي كان للزياتر
Mike
بس
Wara,
راوستن
The campaign is just the start of the Pale Heart.
والله
After
خوش
you
ها.
reach the monolith
جوانا.
and finish the campaign,
جوانا.
we open up the entire destination.
أتخوان من نينو
So
إيرا.
the
خوان
entire
نينو.
Pale Heart is going
قلت
to
لي هذا
react
بيبارك
to
حاسب يا أخي
one,
دي
two,
ال سي.
three.
هموت كوريا.
ويا
كورة ودوس
The
تسنده.
campaign in the final shape doesn't really end
حب
with the
بس
final.
نا 2007
The
ديسيدوا
ranks
بيش
are
ديستني كشيت قريبه
where you
هوي.
defeat like the big
توقعت
bosses.
سنة.
So it's only natural that when you are going to confront
أظن
the witness, you're
2004
going to do
كمان.
that in the race.
2004 وباري دي.
But that might not be enough. This is a moment where we need to rally all guardians to be able to overcome the final shape and the witness.
لا جوانين ساكنين أنا
كورة زمان ساكن نوينيو أشتان ناخواتن. لو من بكواليتي ستافاتون بيتن كامبينك هيس وش لم نبي.
Very close to this energy. This
والله
allows us
أزد دبي
to
over
have
deliver كنا
new
كنا
supers, arc, solar,
طاب.
void.
We want to create something that turns you into an offensive powerhouse, but also
super
can
account.
benefit your allies in a support capacity. There is this thread of team play and like working with your
أظن هر
friends
إيرك
to
بو
overcome
كيش
the
يصير
odds.
أوكي لكرت. إيه
إيه،
وي
إيه، إيه،
وي.
إيه،
The
أوه.
Warlock Super is this ultimate expression of solar energy coursing through your Guardian. This Solar Warlock Super is a callback to Radiance from D1.
دم ثاني بخوي بيستمبرم
This is the only other
بيستمبرم هالحركة كيكر
أنا بخوي
بيستمبرم
إكسر
بس
يدرك
بشكل منتهات
like all these
Whoa,
projectiles going off, doubling the amount of projectiles.
والله
your
هالراديانس
grenade
هاي
almost
هوا
being
سيش
sentient
قديم لو
as
مدينة
it searches around and then it
را-
hits a
را-
character
لا-
and
لا-
bounces
را.
off and goes
لا
to
را را مثال دي.
را را
تماشى تماشى أو تدري
energy
أوبينية
that you're
تماشى.
also giving it to your allies, allowing them to have their solar weapons supercharged, applying
سولو بن سوبر تشارج أو
The new solar
أي بابا.
warlock aspect. When
أو
it
هاشنا
taps the
كاكا.
rift, it is going to create this little solar soul that when it sees an enemy, it launches part of itself out and hits the enemy and explodes and scorches them.
هاتي عينا أرك سولا بس لبو سولاري جوانا. هاتي بس بقول ترى ها.
Twilight
أقدر أو هابي.
لا هابي شان دم
It's
نابي وهابي
a layered super.
This is the only ranged one-off offensive super for Titans in the game. The Titan jumps up in the air, summons this giant void axe, throws it, summons another one.
Wait.
Summons another one, looks at the different enemies.
هاتیم وچی ئەوەیە وچی بلاک هۆڵە تەماشا ئارە والله
Suck a bunch of enemies in and then explode. But that doesn't destroy the axe. The axe sticks around, and you and your allies pick up that axe and start wailing.
This super is insane to me.
The Void Titan aspect, I press and hold my grenade button to consume my grenade and turn it into a shield. The more damage it takes, the more it charges up. And it creates this blast.
نا والله برا سوري ما تشدي والله كمان برا
Finding the shortest distance between 2 points. The hunter kind of rears back, takes this knife and throws it across the world, and then is able to blink through the slash.
هاتیم أول كروسبل يتصدقها.
أري والله
imagine كم. تمشي.
The hunter has an aspect. We take our staff.
imagine كم تنزوني ددم.
It creates which amplifies you and any allies near you.
It almost makes it feel
استوي لي هاتي هم سوبر كان بالضبط.
together to do these different moves. It like takes that sandbox to the next level.
The more aspects we have, the more capable we are to do that.
It feels like you're like riding the lightning, you know, like that instantaneous like.
That was good, but they were like.
نازم والله بخوي هذا كان بس والله.
You know.
شتيك
أوي ورك. نا والله والله كباشة عايبيني.
نا والله.
راستكي هانترك بس لبو أويا زور بي لبو كروسبل كي أستركريتم. بس والله تايتن كم زور زوانا. تايتن كم زور زوانا.
تايتن هانتر هذا والله كصفر.
We have tessellation, which is this exotic pyramid.
أنا سمعت experience دي أوتشيو.
Has the really intriguing property of adapting your guardian's current damage type.
This will be the first time that you can run a weapon that can adapt to be strand or stasis in the energy slot. So you'll be able to run an entirely strand or entirely stasis.
حسب subclass okay the core.
Tessellation has the additional property that you can special reload to reshape your grenade and suck it into the weapon. And then fire out a super destructive single projectile.
What's the one specific exotic that I can make that's like really zany that you would like right now?
What if Golden Gun was a sniper rifle?
أي بابا. داعش برا داعش تقاش
خوانكي
داعش برا. Golden Gun was a sniper.
That is incredibly dope.
Bring back those iconic Destiny 1 weapons, but really
ناوي hot head نا يتر صوتك
the red death
أي هو نا كرشت شيء أويا
Burn the world, burn it all.
بالضبط هذا
In the final shape, we have new
كل دقيقة.
broadening what existing weapons can be.
Really like bordering on exotic functionality. So for example, we've got a sidearm subfamily. We always liked the special ammo sidearms. Slow moving. Do a bit of AoE damage.
What? نا دقوري ويكشكيه ويتر أوبو
نسيه وإكزوتيكا قديمة كان دقوري
إيه أعتري
The support frame auto rifle is a type of legendary auto rifle. It'll let you switch seamlessly
معقول جالس
to healing your allies.
بس دي بس أول بكار لنا ديستني
bring it to dungeons and keep my team alive honestly.
الله يخليك تمام
والله يواصل حد جديد بيتكلم سبورت شباب.
We've got a ton of new cool stuff coming over the next few years and some new and really wild ideas which we're pretty excited about.
Come on, take a load off.
Hot!
Okay.
Good hot. Good hot.
This place is only big enough for one dashing hero type, and that's me, so.
Ha!
Back!
Woo!
Hey you two, give me a sec.
قرر دستني بكامل سبشتي خوي هالقرت ابو.
والله.
This is great. Anyone want a hug? Get your rock off my map. Worst case scenario, you die. But who knows? Maybe you won't.
والله وداو تمرتي.
أنا والله.
Do it.
ئەو لە ئەوکەی بوو کە تازە ئینڤیدیا کرد ڕێد لیجنەکانە شەشوا بوو وەنیە؟
Red War.
In this moment where we're driving to the end of the Light and Darkness saga, it's great to see Cade like return to this world at this moment with all this change about to culminate with this confrontation with the long-standing enemy, the Witness.
Cade is the quintessential hunter. His presence casts such a long shadow over the story of Destiny, whether it was when he was alive or when he was dead.
What Cade goes through in this journey, how he serves as a catalyst for the other characters, the events that are uncovered to have brought him back. This is how the story had to end. There was no end to the Light and Darkness saga that didn't have Cade
without him
alongside his friends to finish the job.
Once we started digging into the nature of the Pale Heart, I think that crystallized Cade's role as a guide. Cade is Virgil, and he's our guide through this other place. Cade is the one who is the most appropriate person to be the guide, because that's his job. That's always been his job. It just feels so natural for Nathan to be back in the booth. It felt amazing to just see him slip back into the role, like, without missing a beat.
Right, instantly.
In the flesh, or metal, as it were.
Cade's the glue that's always held Zavala and Ikora together. Having him back puts them at
Bro, كتر لعبا كاكا وتشيو.
they've been and what they've done without it.
استفادة شنو بتاستا. اوش كتر باستفادة هبو.
He's been taken down this dark path, and you think about the weight that's been on Ikora, having to hold the Vanguard together, having Cade's voice of levity and brightness that he brings to that group. But I think it's going to be great for them.
Well,
I was a boy hat
we have each other.
We want people to take away that sense of
لا ما
reunion,
خصك تشكلك
of like
لا
the
تقولي
gang being
اوكي
back together for this moment.
I'm here now. Wherever the hell here is.
كرا حاضر كديا باركا حاضر كا او
Guardian.
poses
a dire threat. And the Witch Queen holds the answers we seek.
Ooh, Witch Queen.
Only if we contend with her sister.
طبعا
توقعت كيف بيتوا؟
طبعا ساعة طبعا ديتوا.
Will you come back from this? Do not be afraid.
See this dentro.
ابو خوي بو وش كوين؟ What?
Oh. سافاثون.
ايه ابو خوي بو ابو خوي بو سافاثون.
And having primed it with your light. Assault the spire, Guardian.
موسيقى خوشة.
أوزن دنجن نويكا يا.
والله فكرية ثواني والله.
تكار مرة كفر بقى مرينة يعني.
The death of whispers, and they do.
وسيستمي نوي وأخيرا اشتشي نوي دي.
Every opponent you defeat strengthens me.
لا ما كان زمان ذا.
ما كان زمان.
أصلاً لسه ودمت ذا كان إيش بكرين. وشو يستك كرمان سور.
أيوة أوصل باريو ما.
نا.
باريو ما.
What?
يعني وهونية.
والله وين
دنجنێکمان ما.
دنجنێکمان. بس دبي بيش وش كويني بيتن. أو سيزنا أو سيزنية يستا. وين.
نظم أو سيزنة يعني دنجنة.
لا تأكيد سيزنا.
والله يا سيزن.
را سنة. باستوديو أوغست سيزنا.
Season of the Witch والله خوشة. يعني استهاتيا.
Yes.
The Season of the Witch is our opportunity as players. We've been annihilating and breaking Hive spells, and now we finally get to cast them.
At the end of Season of the Witch, we learn that Savathun has the key to getting into the portal that we need to go into. That means we have to go find Imaru, her ghost. Imaru's like, not so fast. We've got a bigger problem first. And that bigger problem's name is Zivu Arath. If we fight her, she only gets stronger. Eris has an idea. It's a really
good
It's
idea.
a wild ass idea, yeah. She determines like, well, the best way to fight fire is with fire. We are channeling all of that energy that we're creating by going through, by eliminating enemies, and we're tithing to our friend Eris.
Bring me your tithes.
What does that mean for the characters and the player to kind of like be like Savathun? And that's where we went down the path of having Hive Eris. We want to extend that magical fantasy into the player then. That ability to have overwhelming magical power, that risk and reward into all of our activities and systems experiences. And so that's what led us to come up with things like Deck of Whispers.
Deck of Whispers?
This magical deck of cards that creates amazing synergies with your buildcraft meta and with buffs and the activities.
They can then choose these cards at will, whichever ones they want, and then that really leans into the buildcraft.
هذا بدون دزام سنة عقرين تشيدوي.
Place on the battlefield and change the way you play.
I'm such a sucker for deck building. Like being able to like bring that element into Destiny gameplay has just been like, oh, it's really fun.
اخوي شوف سامي ديك اشهر ديك بيلدينج
يكشتي بس لا اوكي سويتوا وش كارد ذاتي موت.
So we've got 2 brand new seasonal activities coming with Season of the Witch. We've got Altars of Summoning and Savathun's Spire.
Savathun's Spire is our new 3-player offensive. You're doing a lot more with the Lucent Hive magic, but it's got a high amount of combatant density. It's got additional random encounters that you can come across.
The Witch's Spire itself, Savathun's Spire, was like her reliquary for all these different magical experiments as she was learning the light. You're there in order to learn as much as you can in order to become a master spellcaster, right? To become like Savathun.
Okay.
The Altar of Summoning's activity is really exciting because you can spend like 20 minutes in it or you can spend 2 hours in it.
It's a 3-player experience that you can hop in and hop out of. As you're going through this activity, you're filling the tithing bucket. As that tithing bucket is filled up, you'll get progressively more rewards. And then finally at the end, it'll cash out and you'll get a whole mess of rewards.
We really wanted to make sure that there was a home for any exotic mission content coming in seasons after the year has passed. And so we developed what we're calling the exotic mission rotator.
Right away, we're getting Presage, Vox Obscura, and Operation Seraph Shield.
This is some of the most fun content the team has making. It's some of the content the fans and players of Destiny love the most. The most exciting thing, outside of just the missions themselves, is that every time we put a mission inside of that rotator, the exotic that comes alongside of it will become craft.
أنا كأكسوت وشتي ويهبوا مشتانا.
بهبوا exotic mission.
أنا
هبوا
بس.
We have a brand new Vex lo-fi PvP map coming. It's really exciting. It's got a bunch of gameplay.
دبرو اشتوانية باورناكم من. أتى نبي نم باورناكم. اشتوانية نا. كرة PvP ما بلو بيه.
There's not as much deep sight lines that you're interacting with, and a lot of the flow of the map is actually built around this like kind of central pillar of the Vex network that you're orienting around.
And there's also some modes coming too, right?
We've got a new PvP game mode coming that's all about relics. It's about multiple relics, so it's not just one like the Scorch game mode from the past. So we've got the shield coming from Vault. Back from Season of the Risen.
And we got
the
Yeah, so you're going to be reaping Guardians with that thing. It's a lot more tactical gameplay.
The
map, claiming these relic dispensers, and then grabbing them in order to push for victory.
I will take what I need. The words in my throat are the weapon in my fist.
We were feeling pretty Hivey this season. Obviously, there's something in the air. And so when thinking about what's a good
how much like Hive did it this something in the air?
There's only one answer.
Oh, Crota! Strikey Destiny.
كل رايدة برام رايدة رابع على بغلطتي دقا رايدة كاكا.
ايش كبا عندك دريش كم
بتسند 20 دقيقة تو ذكرى.
بس
باشا قلتين بس كروتان نبيه يعني مقسم كروتانية ناسم
او ارمر بس دي اي بابا ديزاين سنة او ارمر اللي برم كرديا اي بابا او ارمر عظيمة
ايه دي بتسقورا بيستك
ما انا كنت زوج تقورا بس دي ارمر عظيمة
open to all player ئەتی بکەینێ
ئەو مانگا بڵام ئەو سیزن
هەندێکم لێ باسکن.
Heading into the final shape, we really want to rally all guardians at the end of the Light and Darkness saga. We want to reduce those power barriers as well as catch people up on key story beats and make sure that they have a really great and easy time connecting with other players. In the final shape, we're trying to find ways to make power more simple and easy to understand and also lowering the barrier to entry.
It's going to make it easier for players who have not been able to jump into game easily because they were held back by the challenges in grinding for the power levels that are required by these different activities.
One of the major changes that's going to be happening starting with the final shape is there are going to be a certain number of activities that are going to be power fixed. So it doesn't matter kind of what power level you are going into it, you're always going to be able to approach it. There's still going to be tiers of difficulty that you can do, things that are just meant to be experienced a certain way.
Things like night that still have power enabled, and that's where we're really going to focus.
The raids, the content that everybody loves to engage with, that experience is fundamentally going to be staying the same.
I'm excited for this because I think there will be a lot more clarity for players in terms of understanding the relative difficulty of things, where they sit now in the spectrum.
One way that we're trying to do that is making it easier for new players to engage with you. So we're introducing something that we're calling Fire Team Power.
You can actually bring your friends along to play any dungeons and raids in the game without having to wait a certain power level. The person with the highest power is actually going to bring all the others close to their power level.
اي بابا 2000 او 2000
Fire Team Finder, it also allows you to find
قشتوا حدي اقامدينيا
before and have that same experience. That's all regardless of the power level of you and the rest of the people in your fire team.
Fire Team Finder is the new feature that's coming in season 23, aimed at helping connect and find other people to complete the best and most aspirational content in Destiny. We have a tag system that allows players to be able to say, well, this is my playstyle.
أخيراً ديتم. بينما بسنة يلا بشي موبايل وشتوا.
Exactly.
Tags really allows players to show a little bit more personality, show a little bit more about what they're about. I think what's really great about it is with this launch, we're also looking at including inclusion tags.
As an example, one of the inclusion tags that we have are for colorblind players. Hopefully the inclusion tags will bring players closer to finding their community and even closer to the people that they're playing with. So once a listing goes live, players will be put into a listing lobby where players can gather, they can communicate with each other. So we wanted to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for players to not just sit and stare at a screen for a long time while their listing actually fills up.
More solo and helping reduce that anxiety and burden that comes with trying to make a new connection.
Now it's a growth.
The feature coming out today that I'm
incredibly
excited about is timeline reflections. Essentially what we have done is we went back to previous expansions and pulled out missions that we
Gorgon.
beats within our story. We're going to have mission for Forsaken, mission for Beyond Light, mission for Witch Queen.
Thanks for the memories, Guardian.
The neat thing about these missions is they're not going to be like one-to-one for how you would experience them in the campaign. You're also going to get additional pieces of narrative fed to you to like identify like, hey, this is why it's important that this happened, and here are the people you met along the way.
A really big one that's really timely for Final Shape is Cade's last stand from Forsaken. This is a moment that a lot of players, new and old, are going to come back to Destiny. I think this is just the right time to introduce features that are going to allow those players to jump right in and find people to play with and enjoy this content regardless of their power level.
كاكا زينكوا استا مشكلة ديستني تسيا برام اتو سيصل اوريدي اوكي اسيومكا اتو استا دوسي مانجي ترتاو فاينل شيب ديتن دي ال سي كا باشا دي ال سي دو سال بيشستا كاكا بكفري بعلم بكاتن اوكي او زكا نفري نوي ديتن اواني همو حاضر اوريدي بس دو يان سي دي ال سي دكريتن ئێستا نەفەری نوێ کە دێتن وەچی مە و یان نەفچی مەنا طبعا بەخسم نەفەری نوێ دیکە دێتن هەتیم کابرا دەبینی $200 ئێت چ بکڕی ئەسڵ نایەتە ناو دەمەی نایەتی ناو دەمەی
ئەمە نەو سارەی بینیم یەکسەر دێنەوە نامەوێت
بالضبط والله
كاكا دوس على اساس وين كدير فري which queen اوش فري نا اللي بو بي اس بلس
ايه بالضبط هو فريني او هيك اتفاق اللي بينهم
يعني and every single one of these acts we're actually providing more cinematic styled experiences
هێشتا بەخوای پارەکەی دەکەن هێشتا نەفەری زیاتر دێنی لە بۆ گەمەکەی ئەتو بەس دو ساڵی پێشی تاوا بە پارە بێ ئەوانترە مفری
هان کرد لە بۆ ئۆسایرس و
طبعا خۆی ئۆسایرس چ بوو هەر $15 بوو $2
دوێتێ چیاندا ستانە ناو قبرێ بە ئەوەی بە کانتنت
ئەخوازم ئەو کاتی هێشتا ئەوە بوو ئەکتیڤژن نامۆزۆی بوو
أنا
it's all about more weapons, more
loot,
more often, and it really provides the team with a platform to go much deeper into the themes and fantasies and story of any individual episode you know of today.
I'm so excited to see what the narrative team can do with this kind of platform storytelling. Episodes provides this awesome foundation for the future of Destiny.
We're moving into the next stage of Destiny 2. I think some people look at the final shape and they think Destiny 2 is coming to the end. And in many ways, it's the opposite. We're leaning in. We're putting the pedal to the metal. Episodes provide us a new, innovative way for players to engage with Destiny 2 throughout the year.
فهمنا؟ يعني دي أصشتي ونات بس محاولة كن دوسي أبديت اللفرة دين ده بقولنا فأنا كفترن. كله ده برو.
Devotion, bravery, sacrifice. We know that we were chosen for a reason.
كرة شيء أبو مرفقيري.
Greater than ourselves.
Hey.
Guardian. Eyes up, Guardian.
Shaped by the fires of each new battle. We
are
forged and sharpened into what we must become for the fight ahead.
أنت وقت سينا بنزازة بكاردين.
We are the final line that halts the second collapse.
All of us. Every Titan, every warlock, every hunter.
What is it the Guardians say? Devotion inspires bravery.
Bravery inspires sacrifice.
Sacrifice leads to death.
Ooh. The line between light and dark is so very thin.
Let's cross it together.
There are things out in the dark that only the dark can overcome. Trust me.
You've heard the stories of the traveler's sacrifice, of darkness descending upon humanity.
travelers وش sacrifice كذا زدي.
ويا.
أون زهر دهات لنيشن أشيان أوي.
ساربينس كوكبي وكذا ساري sacrifice كذا.
This time there is no escape.
والله.
It's going to be an exciting year for Guardians. We get to make good on a promise that we made way back in 2014. There was fire team racing across our solar system, and at the end, a simple message: become legend. Today, you got a glimpse at how we'll be cementing your legend this upcoming year. We're going to be heading inside the Traveler, experiencing a destination unlike anything we've ever built before. We'll face the biggest bad ever made, and we'll do this all alongside a streamlined progression system, allowing us to easily play with friends in any content in the game. And as the dust settles in the final shape, we're going to continue our legends in Echoes. It's Destiny's first episode in a new phase of storytelling for Guardians with brand new conflicts born from the resolution of the Light and Darkness saga. These first episodes are just the beginning. But if you're chomping at the bit to see how the Light and Darkness saga is going to kick off the future of Destiny 2, we've got a ton of great content for you to jump into today. Going live after this, we've got Season of the Witch with a new story, new weapons, new armor, new PvP content, all alongside a series of
واش دامجي نكد براي برايزم تسند نيو ساعات
and get up to speed on
بس ما قد يا PTSD نامي بس ما قد
a brutal reprisal
فارزور بخوش هم براي برايزم
مشكلة فارم بس بتنا سيري ندكرت يا ايها
بتني ستوديۆکە دای بزنم بتني
ايها
كذا ايه
ايه
Do not be afraid. Bring me.
بروتا
او اكسل
All these years,
$10 ديني
all we've lost. This fight might be our last.
هروي برام خم النبي
I'm asking you to rise one last time.
Let's go.
خوش وشتي خوش عيبيني
بس خوش
وات
ايه اوه collector's edition reveal
هاتي البارك اللي مهمة بقرعان
بكلم معناه اشياء كله معناه
مشكلة مشاكل راو
When we create a collector's edition, we try and recreate items from the universe for players to enjoy outside of the game. So this year we're doing a Destiny 1 tower. We really try to work hard at thinking about 10 years of Destiny and how best to encapsulate that experience.
Even as the game dev who've worked on it since day one, like I think having it be the tower is super exciting for us because it's going to kind of catalog your journey of a player from when you first started playing Destiny all the way to now. The tower, it's kind of like the beacon in which you're
you get the tower and then there are actual figures of the Vanguard mentors that accompany that architectural model.
And there's a lot of like hidden messages and hidden things.
There's
كركاكش تكي جورا مكا تهدي مسج نازلت شيء جورا مكا
and so we've been playing a lot with magnetic locks and sound effects lights just sort of make this experience as a whole really special. It's sort of the perfect symbol.
والله ممتاز بزاف مش كوين أوي هو
مسج هو با وقصيدك السابث قصيدك
زمان تمشات كديه
هذه باريد
بالضبط 27/2/2024
اي بابا تسمع معايا
كرة سبينز بشتحافت يعني آخري ما كان سيليرا سيليرا سيلويندر شاش كاكا شاش ما قلت معايا
عيبيني
بوشو تسيو بوشو كرة اللي يقرأها وتسيو بوشو
شنو انا بس قصدك